He's telling me to go into the middle of the floor. Wow. But anyway, I'm just so happy to see all of you here today. And they put me out here first, and they said, well, Linda, you got to go out first because you are the oldest daughter. Okay. So I told them, okay. So I'll go out and I'll tell them about my dad, a little bit about him, because let me tell you, I can stay here all day to tell you about Dad. Because I got the kind of dad that, you know, if I tell him something and we're talking about something, I'm like, okay, Dad, we can do this and we can do that. You know what he tells me? Belinda, I've been a lawyer over 30, 50-something years. Don't you know I know what I'm talking about? I'm like, Dad, you raised me. You raised me. You don't think I know anything? But anyway, especially in today's day, I'm not going to tell you about when they first started out with the computers, and he went into the store with Kimberly, and he was updating his office, and all he went in the store to say is, I just need a computer with Windows. And Kim said, Dad, just be quiet, let me handle this. But anyway, Dad, we just love you, and this is your day, and I'm telling you, 90 years, this is totally awesome. Did you ever know that you're my hero?
Come on.
You're everything I would like to be.
Come on.
If I can fly higher than an eagle, you are the wind beneath my wings. Love you, Dad.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Crystal, where are you? What about what you going to say to Crystal? Yeah. To Questa.
Good evening, everyone. I'm not singing tonight. I just want to say thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for honoring my dad. He is the best dad in the world. I mean, even at my age, I still call him and say, Dad, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? And whether I take his advice or not, it's still an honor to be your daughter. He says, pretty much, I talk as much as he does, he says. And I do, but I make sure it's good, and it's positive, and it's optimistic, and he's brought us up to be that way. So we kind of told him, Dad, when you turn 100, we're going to have a private dinner. But we do want to thank everyone for coming. I'm really, really grateful to have my 90-year-old dad in my life, in our life, and you couldn't ask for anything more.
Amen.
So, watch out, 100. Here we go.
Fantastic. Thanks, Questa.
Love you, Dad.
There's the beautiful Yolanda. Where are you? All right. Yolanda.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to just take this opportunity to thank you all for coming. And I'm going to go a little bit further, and I'm going to thank God for having everybody return home safely. I'm going to thank everybody for God's traveling grace upon your return home. And I woke up this morning at 4:20, I think, to use the bathroom, and I saw Tequesta had texted me. She said, okay, you're on program. And I started thinking about, Daddy, what I would say. I started thinking about when you used to comb my hair. I started thinking about when you used to comb my hair. I started thinking about when you told me you couldn't bathe me anymore, and just how personal I took that. I started thinking about how hard it is to even find a birthday gift for you, Daddy. And then I started thinking about what I could say that I haven't already said. And all I can say is that I thank God for you. I thank God for you, Daddy, because you're a blessing. You're a blessing to not just me, to everybody in this room in some fashion, some form, some way. And what I haven't given you, Daddy, I just want the saints in this room to just praise the Lord with me for you being a blessing in our lives. And if we could just give the Lord a hand clap of praise, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Beautifully said, beautifully said, beautifully said. Thank you so much, Yolanda. Kimberly. This time management. Oh, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to celebrate my father's 90th birthday, TJ Cunningham from West Palm Beach. Daddy, you know how I feel about you, and everyone in here pretty much knows how I feel about you, but I will say it publicly how much I just love and adore you, and thank you so much for being my rock, my ride or die, my cheerleader, my confidant, telling me how to be a good lawyer with standards and character. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you, and I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, man. And the other son, Jimmy, where are you? There you go.
Good evening, everybody. I'm glad to see that all you all are out here to celebrate my father's 90th birthday. But let me tell you one thing. You know, my father had 4 daughters, right? And so all of them had it easy. But it wasn't easy no more, right? So let me tell you about my father, T.J. Cunningham Sr. You know, his main thing was, boy, don't you ever embarrass me. Don't you ever embarrass me. You carry my name, and this legacy must go on, right? So, you know, I remember being a young kid, my dad was always telling me, hey, look here, shake my hand, shake it firm, and look me in the eye. When you talk to somebody, you look them in the eye. He was very big about that. He's like, I can eyeball you to death. You know what I'm saying? And so we used to have challenges where I'll sit there and hold his hand and we'll look in his eyes and he's like, see, I got you. I got you. I got you. So, you know, he taught me certain lessons that I've carried with me, that I passed on to my son, things of that nature. And I want to thank him very much for raising me. And another thing my father did, especially being a kid, everybody thought, you know, well, you the boy, you spoiled. No, I was never spoiled. You know, my daddy taught me nice things like, yeah, come here, Jimmy. Yeah, you see this? It's what you call a Rolex. See this? This is what you call a diamond bezel. You know, so I just assumed when I was graduating from college that I was going to be a Rolex. Yeah. So you know what my gift was when I graduated from college? Oh yeah, you getting cut off. I'm like, really? Really? Yeah, you're done. You're done. So when I graduated from law school and I came in the office, I thought that, hey, you know, I'm gonna have a whole bunch of cases coming, handed to me, I'm gonna take the ball and run. No, it didn't happen like that. It's like, oh, you got your license? Oh, you need to go out there and hustle. So you know what? So one thing he always taught me, you need to hustle, right, in life and be your own man. So Dad, thank you for raising me the man that I am, to be the independent person that I am, and I'm trying to pass that on to my son so that we can keep the tradition going. Thank you. I love you.
Well, fantastic. Now I'm going to ask Eunice. Eunice, come forward, please. Eunice, where are you?
All right, Eunice, she's the oldest.
Good afternoon. I don't know if I can follow this act. I've given a big task to describe and talk about my favorite Uncle T.J. Cunningham. who is a very unique individual. Uncle TJ put his family and others before himself, which made him a leader among men. Our family is as strong as the weakest link. This is a quote that my mom, his oldest sister, always said. And Uncle TJ, you are now the strongest link to our family. Uncle TJ's strong foundation of a family and education stems from his parents, Garrison S. and Jeanette Cunningham. We were blessed to have 4 aunts and 4 uncles to carry on the legacy of the impart that they impart unto them. Uncle TJ has carried on that legacy. I want to use his name, his letters in his name, to describe some of the attributes of him. T stand for tender-hearted. H stand for health nut. O, one of a kind. M, man of his word. A, accommodating. S, sacrifice for others. Happy birthday, Uncle TJ. We love you, and we wish you many, many more. And I and the family will see you at 100.
Fantastic news. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now for a very, very dear family friend and community activist, warrior, extraordinaire, Mr. Willie Garrett.
All right.
Let's hear it for T.J. Cunningham. T.J. Cunningham from where? I know that's right. Well, let me just say, I'm elated to be here to help my friend celebrate this great day. His 90 years of age. And T.J., knowing the T.J. that I know, his best days are still ahead of him. Let's give him another big hand, please. And you know, I feel, and of course I speak on behalf of my partner Lorenzo Williams and Sean Abney and the First Ladies, Gloria and Jovita. We all are just excited about the imprint that this man has made on the sands of time. Amen. You know, but for lawyers like Malcolm Cunningham and T.J. Cunningham, and I say this because they were some of the first lawyers to practice law in Palm Beach County for sure, and maybe first around the state. But they were so humble. Both Malcolm and T.J., I never forget it. I'm a muck stepper. Born out in the Glades. Not born, but raised in the Glades. But it didn't bother them. As a matter of fact, when I first came back to Stewart, I wanted to work for this firm because there were no black lawyers there. And I agreed to work for nothing and they wouldn't hire me. But I came to have lunch with T.J. and Malcolm. And here it is, a muck stepper, like Willie Garrett. I mean, they reached out to me. Amen. They didn't know, but I knew them from when I was just a baby picking beans and corn in the sugarcane fields of Belgrade and Pahokee. And I used to hear about the Cunninghams. It wasn't attorney Cunningham, it was lawyer. Y'all remember the old days, you used to say lawyer son. I said, one of these days, they're going to call me Lawyer Garrett. But I was inspired by the Cunninghams, both T.J. and Malcolm Cunningham. As a matter of fact, when I came over one day I called them ahead of time and said, I'm in law school. I don't want to waste your time, but I'd like to at least come see what a law office is like. And they invited me over. And I said, gee, I may get a chance to eat at Burger King or McDonald's today. But instead they took me to this fabulous place. TJ, you remember that we on the water. Over there, West Palm Beach. Palm Beach. Charlie Crab. Talk to me. I'm working on it now. But man, here it is. I'm sitting here on the water. I didn't know which spoon or which fork to eat with first, but hey, I looked at TJ. I looked at Malcolm. They knew. So whatever they did, that's what I did.
You don't know you're preaching. Go ahead.
Say it, Doc. Speaking of being a preacher, TJ, let me just say this to you. That in all that you've done, and you've done so much, continue to keep God in your plan. I declare if you do, the road will always rise to meet you. The wind will always be at your back. The sun will shine warmly upon your face, and the rain will fall softly upon your fields. Until we meet again at 100, remember, God will take care of you. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Fantastic. Didn't expect anything else but that from Mr. Willie Gary. All right. And now, without further ado, I think we all need to stand and welcome the man of the hour. Stand to your feet. Mr. T.J. Cunningham, come on up. Give him a round of applause, please.
You remember that I'm 90 years old now, so I'm going to start leaning. Thank you. Thank all of you guys for coming out. I feel so good, blessed, and honored by each and every one of you. But the first person whom I would like to thank is the Lord. I knew that I would get a lot of amen if I said that. And number two, I'd like to thank my family. I'd like to thank first my children, my 3 girls and my 1 boy. Four girls and 1 boy. And Jimmy always thought that I was too hard on him. But he was the only boy in the family. So you know you got to be hard on them boys. You got to be hard on those boys. But thank God, he never, ever gave me any trouble. I thank for that. And my girls, all of my girls, I know they love me. They are the best you can find anywhere. They are the best. They are the best. And Jimmy, he's a tough man, boy. He's done a good job. Never gave me any problem. Never gave me any problem. I just want to thank you all for coming out here and celebrating with me my birthday. You know, I never knew that I would live this long. And no idea. And especially in view of the fact that I had such a rough time coming up in the country, Willie Gary.
picking strawberries in Beesville. We got a crowd here from Beesville today too. But they have gone different places and made so many good things of themselves. I want to thank all of my family members. You know, we're a pretty close family. We're a pretty close, unique family. And we love each other. We celebrate every Christmas with the family. And I have family members here who have come from Georgia, from Atlanta, from Fort Pierce. I was getting the longest place first. New Jersey, Bobby, Cunningham, and Tilly. Those are my cousins. Where are you? Oh, there they are back there. And from New York, Copper Cunningham. I don't want to leave out anybody, but we just have a lot of Cunninghams here. In fact, I'm going to take the personal privileges, and I want all of my kinfolks to stand. Come on. Wherever you are, stand, come on. If you're my friend too, stand. Thank you. These are the people, they love me. I never knew so many people love me. And sometimes you hear them talking, and you say, do you really love me?
Yes, Dad.
And then all at the end, look, they all show up. But I know they love me anyway. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I had some things that I wanted to say. Oh, this is my day. I can talk as long as I want to. I can sit me down now. And listen, and my children, I want you all to know that my children, my 5 children, put this on. And they paying for it. That's the best thing about it. And I try to help them. And listen, do you need some help? No, Dad, just stay out of it. Just stay out of it. And I said, well, now, you know my taste. And they said, we've been knowing you all your life, so we should know your taste. And they have done an excellent job. Don't you think so, folks? Done a good job. And I just want to thank all of you. I love my children. I tell you, I love them. I love my family. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to end this by saying, my friends from Philadelphia. I got some friends from Philadelphia. Where's the judge? And stand up, judge. Stand up, judge, and your lovely lady. Please, where are you? Judge Jackson. Judge Jackson. There's back there. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And who else did I miss? Who? Oh, where's Rudy? Rudy Meadows from the Bahamas. Where are you, Rudy? Thank you, Rudy. You know, the last time Rudy was here, it was 20 years ago in this same building when I had a 70th birthday party. But it was a surprise birthday party. And Willie Gary came by and picked me up from the house and told me that we had a meeting over here from NBC. And I told him that why didn't I know about it before time? He said, well, you know how things are. People do things like this sometimes, TJ. And you know, it's pretty difficult to say no to Willie Gary. He always has an excuse for everything that he says or everything that he does. And so I came on, he said, well, I was just had my shorts on, you know what I mean? He said, you're not coming like that, are you? I said, no, but you said they're waiting. He said, oh, listen, you put on some clothes, you know, put on your suit. So he dragged me over here, and there were so many people who greeted me here. Happy birthday, and that was my 70th birthday party. And I want you to know that my children did that for me then. And thank you. Thank you so very much. I guess that's all I want to say. I know some people are going to say, well, come on and sit down, TJ, but they can't say that on your birthday. Yeah. So I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. I love you all. And I will love you too. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I will come to your 90th birthday.
Mr. T.J. Cunningham, give him another round of applause, please. Fantastic. Grass for one.
Come on, one. Yes.
Well, folks, it's so wonderful to be here and to be able to speak with such a great group on the celebration of my Uncle TJ's 90th birthday. Now, this segment is actually going to be participative. So you have a very difficult role. I'm going to ask some questions, and your responsibility is to answer them. And the answers might get really deep, but I think you can do it in 2 syllables. So I'm going to ask you something like, who is the uncle that would take you for your first driving lesson when you were 14 in his brand new 1964 Mustang? Okay, you did pretty good there, but I think you can do a little better. So who was that again? Very good. So who was the uncle that gave you insight, work, and always put some money in your pocket? It was TJ. Who was the uncle that tried to bribe you into pledging Alpha Phi Alpha? Who was the uncle? Who was the uncle that took time? Now this is going to be a surprise. That took time to write you letters while you were in college. It was TJ Cunningham from West Palm Beach. Who was the uncle? And many of the nephews and nieces are here, so they can all respond to this and you can all join in. But who was the uncle that always picked up the dinner chat when the groups went out? Who was the uncle that was finally proud of his relatives when we were able to pick up the check? Who was the uncle that always amazed you with stories of his exploits? Who's the uncle that you sought as counselor, co-conspirator, and confidant, and finally, friend? It was Uncle TJ. Who is the uncle that ultimately was everybody's favorite uncle? I want you to raise your glasses, and I think you all have them. And we'll toast this wonderful person as we celebrate his 90th birthday. Hear, hear. Uncle T.
Fantastic.
Love you, Brenda.
Love you too, darling.
And I asked the family if I could say a few words. To God be the glory and honor. To God be the glory and honor. One hand doesn't just wash the other one. It can hold the other up and give it strength. And TJ has held so many of us up and given us strength and courage and support and fortitude. When I think of all you beautiful black men, kings, all, there's a special place in my heart for Cunningham kings. And an example of Cunningham king is TJ Cunningham. And my cousin Bobby, Dr. Robert Cunningham. But TJ held training for so many young kings coming up. Because one of the things that we have done for our people in this room, we've reached back and we've mentored because we know how important it is. And I just had to say, thank you, TJ, for the love, the support. Thank you for the honor of being such a wonderful black king. God bless you. God bless you all.
Absolutely a beautiful family affair for a most deserving family member, TJ Cunningham from West Palm Beach. It has served over the years to make me envious of the fact that I'm not a actual member of this family. But I do have a connection with this family that goes back nearly 100 years ago or more. There were some Cunninghams from King Street, South Carolina, that came down to the phosphate mining area in Hillsborough and Polk County and settled in a little town called Bealsville. My father similarly traveled from South Carolina, from a place called Anderson, South Carolina, and he settled in Mulberry, or Prairie, if you would, in the phosphate mining town of International Mineral Chemical Corporation. And there, the friendship and the camaraderie and the connection between the Cunninghams and the Dawsons were established early on in what was known as the Bealsville, Prairie, Mulberry area of Florida. Well, having that background, I should tell you that this idea that TJ wants to instruct and lead and direct and command everybody, that it didn't extend only to family, it extended beyond. He tried to tell me that I should not smoke cigarettes. He had a hissy fit because I would smoke a cigar. He tried to tell me that I needed to get my dental work done early on. He tried to tell me damn near everything. But then let me just tell you that I got introduced to the organized bar through TJ Cunningham. It was TJ Cunningham that influenced the lawyers, influenced many of us in Florida to become involved with the National Bar Association. It was T.J. Cunningham who influenced a lot of us to become involved with the organization known as the Guardsmen. And he didn't have to tell me that I needed to become an alpha. I knew he was right without even telling me. It was he that I know that got affiliated with Fesden Academy up in Ocala. And I know too that I'm reminded of the educational story of, they tell me that it occurred at Fesden where the history class, they had a history class there at Fesden, and TJ was there, and TJ was accused of cheating on the exam. I'm told that what happened was that the teacher in the history class had told all of the students that their test books were on their desk. They should fill out their answers, and they should then bring they didn't have to wait until the class was over. They could bring their test books up and leave them on the desk, and then they could leave. TJ brought his up, and so the teacher told him, says, well, now, TJ, I know what I said, but I don't want you to leave. I want you to just have a seat until the rest of the class finishes. He said, the reason I asked you after everybody left, says, the reason I asked you to stay is we think you're cheating on the exam. Said, oh, no, Mr. Jones, TJ said, I read the book. He said, well, let me show you what I mean, TJ. Not so fast. Says, the first question on the exam was, who was the first president of the United States? Now, we know that you're sitting back there next to Mary Lee, who is our #1 student, and we think you're copying off of her paper. And on her paper, she wrote George Washington. But you see, on your paper, you also wrote George Washington, and we think you copied that off. No, Mr. Jones, I read the books. Well, the second question on the exam was, who was the president that freed the slaves? And Mary Lee wrote in her book, Abraham Lincoln. And sure enough, you wrote in your book, Abraham Lincoln. I said, yes, sir, but I read the book. I didn't copy that off of her paper. Teacher at Fesden Academy said, TJ, just 1 minute. The third question was, who was the president that signed the Louisiana Purchase? Louisiana Purchase. Yeah. Mary Lee wrote in her book, I don't know. You wrote in your book, me neither. Well, I thought a little levity might help. Thank you. Happy to be here. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you!
This is one of my
When I
nice.
grow up, I'm gonna be just like you.
Oh, thank you. I want you to be like me now. Drop something. I'm just so happy that all of you guys came out here. I'm having a time of my life. And not just because it's my 90th birthday, it's because of the fact that all of you all are here on this 90th birthday. And you guys make me feel so good. I don't know whether all of the things that you've said about me are true.
Yes, they are.
Oh, they are. I'm about to tell you that they are. I'm a confirm. All of those things except Warren Dawson. Where's Warren Dawson? But I'm sure that everybody knew that it was a joke, that Warren Dawson. I knew where he was going all the time with that joke. So, what can I say? What can I say? You all are so beautiful. You all are so beautiful. You know, this is a better party than I had really anticipated. I mean, my kids did good. Y'all did good. I mean, you all had everything planned down to the T. Planned down to TJ. And there were so many of my kinfolks that came from distance and from Gainesville, Georgia. And listen, I didn't even know you guys loved me that much. I must have done something good during these years. So with that, I'm going to have, let's see.
What's the Cunningham speech?
Who?
Cunningham speech.
Oh, yeah, you are. You good? Yes, I'm good.
I love you.
I love you too.
Bye-bye.